Hi, folks. Rick Berube here, Facebook Live. Look at this today. Today I am in my real estate. Really? Okay, you'll get that later. It's okay. So it looks like I'm in a castle today or a dungeon. I guess it depends on your perception. Half full or half empty. I'm going to go with a real estate or castle. You can call it anything you like. All right. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about maximizing the second half of the year. Okay, so first off, it's an incredible market. All right, even with everything going on right now, okay, with the pandemic and all that good stuff, it's still an incredible market, meaning that, you know, the numbers are great. The numbers are great. Dipped, you know, we definitely have a V in real estate. I don't know what the economy is going to do. It looks like it's might have similar, but right now it came down, it went back up. Now, and think about this too. Not only is the rest of this year going to look like it's going to be incredibly good and it keeps climbing as far as pendings and so forth, inventory's going down. This is the market that everybody prays for. Oh, I can't wait for the prices to start going up. And then when we get here, you realize it's just a different problem. All right. There's always problems and benefits with every market. The problem now is getting inventory. Okay, so how do you maximize, I would say, any time in your real estate career? All right. But right now, I would say it's incredibly awesome to set up yourself for not only finishing strong this year, but setting up next year, which could be like the perfect storm. Remember that movie, The Perfect Storm? I grew up not too far from there. I remember when that happened, actually. 3 storms came together and made one gigantic storm and off the coast of Cape Cod. But that could be happening in real estate right now for a number of reasons, especially in our little tri-state area, California, Nevada and Arizona. So how do I maximize it? Okay, great. I'm so glad you asked. First thing is it's a decision. First thing you got to do is decide, I'm going to increase my business. And I've talked to several agents today, and a lot of them are having their best year ever. All right. I have a few agents that are having the same year, but a lot of the people I'm coaching are having better years, and some of them the best year they've ever had. Okay, and some of them you've already met with my Facebook Live. So the first thing is make a decision. Next thing you got to do is you got to work on your mindset. I was just talking to Rachel Brooks yesterday. She gave me a great idea. She's our manager out of the Gilbert office in Arizona. She said to me, Rick, what books do you read? And so I told her I don't know why I haven't told you this, guys, before. I told her my exact process. About 2 years ago, I have read a lot of the top business books. So I said, I was like one of those moments where I go, what book do I read next? Or listen to, or both? So I went to Google and just Googled in top 100 business/personal development books. And it gave me a list of the top 100. And there was probably 30 on there that I hadn't read yet. So I picked them out. Okay. And you can listen to them on YouTube for free, or you can get them on Audible. And I will tell you, if you do that, it'll be a mix of both, because some of them are on YouTube for free and some of them are on Audible. And every one of you should have an Audible subscription. Look, your mindset is the most important muscle that you have, and it reacts like a muscle. It has to be worked every day, or at least 4 or 5 times a week, like your physicality. It needs to be. Otherwise, you can't say, well, I love when people tell me, Rick, it's easy for you because you have a positive mindset. Honestly, I've told you this. I want to punch them when they say that, because it doesn't happen by itself. Like, let's take Michael Jordan or LeBron James, let's take LeBron James because he's still playing. LeBron James is what, 6'9", 335 pounds, like 8% body fat. He's a physical anomaly. There's only one of him, right? Now, that doesn't mean he can stay home and eat bonbons and drink wine all day. He has to work his butt off to be that good, all right? So he has to work that hard, right? So even though he's naturally gifted, all right, he still has to work his butt off to be at the top of his game and to be in that kind of shape. Those guys run for an hour. He may play 30, 40 minutes a game, but the game's an hour long, 4 15-minute quarters. It takes a incredible, being in shape to do that, all right? The great thing about real estate is, so in order for him to be playing for the team he's 6'9" is completely helpful. He's got to be quick. He's got to have a lot of natural gifts and natural height. Real estate, you don't need any of that. So that's what makes real estate so awesome. If you're willing to put in the time and the effort, you can get the results. Unlike with basketball or football or baseball, you got to have certain things gifted, that you're born with. Real estate, it doesn't matter if you're 4 feet tall or 10 feet tall. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what nationality you are. It doesn't matter if you speak with an accent or without an accent. Everybody has the opportunity to do this. That's what makes real estate. So the playing field is leveled if you're willing to do some of these things. And I would say, first thing is you have to decide. Your mindset has to be incredibly good. That's a choice. That's not a trait. That's a choice. That's not a talent you're born with. You can develop it. Everyone we're going to talk about today can be developed. They're not things that you're born with. You have to develop them. And even if you're born with skills, you still have to develop them. So the key is action. Remember that book, the very famous book now called Success is a Verb? Everything. That was a shameless plug. Yes, thanks for noticing. Everything has to be, it's all about action. If you're not taking action, you're not getting result. I firmly believe in the law of attraction, but it's a package set with the law of action. They go together, salt and pepper. Action, attraction. It doesn't happen on its own. Some people think it does, but it does not. Okay, so you got to decide you're going to be a top agent or whatever that means to you. It could be 20 deals a year. It could be 200. I don't know. All I know is take a decision. Then once you decide, you've got to decide to go on a mindset routine immediately. I work out every morning. I listen to audiobooks every morning. It's really tough to have a bad day when you start like that. Even though some days I try to have a bad day, it doesn't work out because I have these two activities I do every day that now are like I'm on autopilot. Okay, so the next thing is you have to do the math. Like, in other words, we have half the year left, just about. All right, a couple weeks shy of that. I want to sell 30 homes a year. You know, how many people do I have to talk to? Every one of you knows the math I'm talking about. Okay, so you have to decide how many conversations a day you're going to have. People go, well, that's so boring. Well, when you do real estate properly and you're getting results, it almost becomes boring. Anything that you get really good at, okay, once you have it down, can sometimes become a little boring. So you have to think of ways to mix it up a little bit, okay, which you can do if you really put your mind to it. All right, I enjoy having conversations with people. That's what real estate's all about. If you can have great conversations with people and you get scheduled out about it, you can definitely do that. All right. My next little saying there is list to last. So do the math. I'll give you the math really quick. Okay. If I want to sell 30 homes a year, I'm brand new, I got to talk to 30 people a day. If I want to sell 30 homes a year and I've been in the business at least 2 years and I sold 15 last year, then my number is 15. Difference between where you want to go and where you are, or if you're brand new, it's the actual number. So let's say I have to have 15 conversations a day. Where are you going to have them from? Your sphere. Okay, social media. All right, social media doesn't mean email and texting. It means once you start that conversation, call them up. You can go right to their page and find their phone number, most of them. Okay, you can find mine that way. I did it on purpose. I want to see how many people are going to call me. So far, Sippo. So don't be afraid to do that. It's kind of awesome if someone actually calls you. You know, and I mean, I think that would be absolutely fabulous. Expireds, for sale by owners, and farming. Okay, just listed, just sold. Those are the ways you can have your conversations. Now today, because of what's going on, I would say you want to probably hold back. And it's the perfect excuse in all our markets anyways, because July and August and first half of September are hot. Hopefully by the time the end of September, October comes, you can get back outdoor knocking. But decide who you're going to talk to and talk to them. The phone is your friend. You know, I've never been shot, maimed, kicked, punched, stabbed through the phone. The worst thing they could do is hang up on you. Okay, so the only thing that gets sacrificed is your ego, which for a lot of us is a very expensive 3-letter word. Okay, so list to last, go on a listing campaign. My next one is database. Everyone with us, Berkshire Hathaway, I mean, the VAC 2.0, I mean, you're going to be building this database that you can cash in on. I would recommend that you get on that right away and get them all set up in there. Watch the training, start using it, the neighborhood function. I mean, the CRM, it's amazing what it can do for you guys. Okay, start using it, because whoever's not moving today, you want to make sure you're staying in touch with, and you can set these people up on different programs. Okay, so I would definitely make sure I'm doing that. Next thing, I would say that one of the top ways today, I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips now. One of the top, other than your sphere, which is the place you'll get most of your business, especially if you've been in the business at least a couple of years, old expired listings are a tremendous lead source right now. People go, you always talk about that. Yeah, I keep talking about it because not that many people actually do it. Old expired listings. People go, what's old? Old to me is up to 4 years ago. Okay? Like, start with last year's expireds. There's a couple companies out there that'll do it for you, and you want them to, basically they scrub the list for you. They make sure they're still expired, whether they were listed 3 times before or once and they hadn't relisted. They're not pending. They're not currently active. They're not under contract. Okay, so those are a great list to call. I'll give you Vegas numbers. Vegas has about 1,000 expireds a month. You'll find between 50 and 75 that just don't relist, and they just keep adding up. That is a tremendous list to call, especially with what we have for our new CRM. You can set them up on market reports, on neighborhood reports. I mean, it's pretty awesome what you can set them up on and be their resource. So when they do sell, guess what? Now, it doesn't eliminate calling them, though, because you got to do that too. Old expireds is a great place. And I would say even just solds. See, a lot of people don't understand the real estate because they watch the news, which is incredible to me today because it's not even the news anymore. It's someone's opinion of the news, either super left or super right, depending on who you're listening to. So why don't you just, if you want to see something about the news, watch something live. Don't watch. The news is crazy. Why would you pollute your mind with that? Spend that same amount of time, okay, working on your mindset. Okay, so but because they're watching the news, a lot of people, they think the market is flat, dead. A lot of people, and some of you have experienced this because you've talked about it in my coaching, you have buyers that come to you and say, okay, now that the prices are going down, I want to steal a place. Where did you hear the prices were going down? Well, I heard it on the news. Well, I mean, that's not what's going on right now. So when you call somebody in a neighborhood, let's say your farm or whatever, and you tell them a property just went under contract, they're like, really? And it went for this? Not only are prices not going down, they're going up. Okay, inventory's going down. It's an incredible market. And I think it's perfect storm lining up next year to be pretty incredible. Interest rates are free, basically free if you look at them historically. So really, other than the pandemic, it's the old saying, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you enjoy the play, right? Other than the pandemic, the market is cranking. It's affected other places, which is really unfortunate. It's a terrible situation. Restaurants, I mean, the list goes on. But as far as real estate goes, it really has affected the market some, but we're still cranking along, and it's only going to keep cranking up as long as nothing goes crazy with that pandemic. So decide, work on your mindset, okay? Become a listing agent. You don't list, you won't last. When I first started in the business, I heard that. It's absolutely 100% true. Make sure everybody's in your database and they're organized. Know your number, how many people you got to talk to per day. It's very important. Okay, whatever lead sources you're currently talking to, make sure that you think about at least expireds and old expireds, and definitely some just listed, just solds on top of your normal sphere and so forth. Okay, hopefully today's been helpful for you guys. If you need anything, call me anytime. All right, I'm always here for you. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon. Thank you. And the crowd still goes crazy when I'm by myself.